Every morning, 150,000 commuters flow into this city. The same people, following the same pathways, hitched to the same routine.
10 degrees, West Vancouver light rain reported.
On the streets and inside its glass towers, the Vancouver routine is not much different from any other city. But beyond the concrete, the difference stands tall. Wilderness so expansive, it shapes the people it surrounds.
Your long-range forecast, although wet today and tomorrow, clears up for some sun on Friday.
My dad was a mentor. From a very young age, he'd say, you know, son, only 10% of the working population really likes their job and, you know, really passionate about their job. And, you know, that's a really difficult thing to find. So, you know, just remember that. There's a lot to making this equipment. And I think being outside is a huge part of that. If all indicators point such that the skiing's going to be exceptional, there's no question, you've got to go. You know, I usually sit there and agonize for the first 50 kilometers on the highway saying, shit, I could have, I should have, should I? As soon as you see the snow low on the hills, you say, oh, this was a good idea. Getting out is mandatory. It's always been a big part of my life ever since I was a kid. It's still the number one priority. You definitely have to go outside and be outside a lot in order to find out how well that particular item that you've been working on works in all conditions. And, you've got to be a dedicated, passionate participant in order to be effective. When I get back, I feel totally comfortable in that shop. It's not as though I'm going back to the salt mine. I'm going back to a spot which is really inspiring. I get a little crazy, Not a lot of people see and identify with my, kind of approach. But I think to be an effective designer in this business, you've got to be obsessed. In the past 15 years, I don't go to work without something that's going to turn my crank.